Alright guys, we're doing a leaf removal job on this property on the front yard. I initially wasn't going to record this one, but I got started. They said this is a good one to get on camera. What we're going to do, you see it's a lot of leaves. We're going to push everything in the piles in the front yard. I'm going to rake it up, load it on tarps, and we're going to haul it across the street where my truck and trailer is to the left. And we're going to dump it in the woods. So I'm going to get set up and I'll be right back. Alright guys, so I'm pushing everything to the center here. We're going to set this up in piles. I believe I did 5 or 6 on this job. I'm going to be putting them on 11 by 16 tarps. And I've said this before, I will say it again. And when you're doing leaf cleanups like this, fall cleanups, leaf removals, guys, make sure you get you a really powerful backpack blower. It's going to be in your best interest. It's going to save you a lot of time. And in this field, time is going to be money. I said it before, I'll say it again. If you don't own one, you can't afford one at the time, rent you a big blower for the job and add it to the price of the job. Now, on jobs like this, another caveat I would throw in is try to schedule the job when the leaves are dry. If it's rain, tell the customer I'm going to need to wait a couple days until they dry out. Because when these leaves are damp and wet, it adds significantly to the weight of the leaves. I'm talking about 3, 4, 5 times the weight. And the way you have to price this to be beneficial to you is, say you have somebody needs emergency lawn service. They need the leaves gone. They got somebody coming in town in this rain. And you have to move wet leaves. If you have to move 250-pound tarp as opposed to a 100-pound tarp and the leaves would have been dry, you need to charge them extra because that's going to be more work on you. You're going to be the only one out there moving and hauling off these leaves. And if it's more work, it's more money. So just keep that in mind. But like I said, if you can control it, schedule your job when the ground is dry and the leaves are dry. If it rains, I generally wait 2 or 3 days to get out there and do the leaf job. Just something to keep in mind, guys. Help you make more money and be less stress and wear and tear on you. All right, guys, we're making good progress. I dumped 2 tarps from the front yard. Got a little bit left over there, but we're gonna move to the side of the house and take everything over here. Now, if we go back, you'll see I put everything in piles. I've got 1 right there, 2 to the right, 3 right over the side of the house about the fence. I should have 1 more. There's the 4th. I got 4 more tarps to load up. Now, I could do this all in one swoop and be done, but it's my fault. I was rushing out of the house, and I forgot to bring my other 4 tarps. I only have 1. So instead of just putting them all in piles and loading them up at once and making 1 trip, I guess I'm about to make 4 trips by 1 tarp. But there's no problem. We're going to get it knocked out. Alright guys, now that you've got most of the leaves, if you brought a mower with you, you don't have to get all the leaves. Once you get to the point you've got most of them gone, you can pull out your mower. You can mulch these leaves down to nothing. And that's like the secret weapon, the leaf cleanup and the fall cleanup and the leaf removal, is the mulching at the end, because it gives it a fresh cut. Even though the grass hasn't grown much, guys, the grass never really stops growing. So you're going to trim the top of the grass, it's going to grind up the leaves, it's going to make it look really, really clean. It's like the icing on the cake. So once we do this, you know we're almost finished with the job and the project's all coming together nicely. And on jobs like this that have less leaves, I've only used the mower if I have a mulch kit on it. Alright guys, so bringing this property to a close, I was starting to edge the property, but he said don't worry about that. We didn't even talk about the price. He's a regular of mine. He said you've exceeded my expectations again, so you can just be done on this one. And so just walking around the property, looking at the after, I'm going to show the before in just a second. The funny thing is, in my first season, in the off season, I was looking to get a part-time job to supplement some of my income during the downtime. And the more jobs I kept doing like this, it just made more sense to just keep doing this. It didn't make any sense to get a part-time job. Like, if I'm making over $100 an hour doing jobs like this, I'm not going to make that kind of money. So my thought process was just turn it up some more. Like, whatever I'm doing, let's just start ramping it up. Let's do more calls, more quotes, more marketing. And guys, you can do this too. So I'm going to walk across the way right here and show you where I was dumping the leaves. I love jobs like this. And we just walk over here and dump. Like, you can go for what you know. You don't have to settle, guys. This is my last job of the day. And I think I did 4 before this. And I only did like a half day. And this job paid really well for 2 hours worth of work. Can't beat it.